again with another free video lesson. This one is gonna be quick. I actually think I'm gonna make these free video lessons from now going forward shorter, so you can fit them in whenever, like in that break you have, whatever, just something that where I can just give you, some useful information quickly. So let's get into this one real quick. This one is about risk and reward. So I'm just gonna discuss what it is, the effects it has on trading, and the implementation. I'm just gonna discuss these 3 points. I might do more later. When I make a video on a certain topic, it doesn't mean that'll be the only video on that topic. So the points that I make within that video, I make them because I've chosen them specifically because that's what I wanted to talk about. But I will still return to the same topics I've already gone through later and give much better understanding, if I have to. So let's just discuss what it is. So put simply, it's the amount of it's like how much you're willing to risk per trade in order to reach your profit. So maybe you might be willing to risk 50 pips to gain maybe 40 pips, and that would be an example of a bad risk reward ratio. You know what I mean? It's just basically it's all dependent on where you place your stop loss and take profit, right? Now the effects on trading is that when you use risk reward properly, first you will have larger profits and smaller losses, because what happens often is that people have large losses, and even though they make a lot of small profits, they can never cover up because those large losses keep dragging them down. And I'm actually going to show an example of that just now. And when you use risk reward properly, even though short term you might not see the results you want to see, you might not be making money, in the long term the effect that it has on your accounts actually begins to show. So there's just I'm just gonna show you 3 examples. Um, when not applied, this is what you can expect. Like, of course, over here you can see that I've used the red line to represent losses and the green to represent wins, right? So when not applied, this is what would happen when you have equal size wins and losses. And I've experienced this personally, and you might have too. As you can see over here, we make 2 wins, we go down by 1, right? Then we make another 2, making a total of 4 wins. Then we go down by 3, making a total of 4 losses. So even though I have 4 wins and 4 losses, because I'm not applying my risk and reward, and it's just the ratio is basically 1:1, I end up exactly where I started. So no matter how much I trade, as long as my win rate is 50% or lower, I just cannot make it. The only way you can make it is by having a strategy with a magically high win rate, something which a lot of people claim to have, but once you put it to the test, it actually doesn't work. And there's the second example. When you actually, and this is actually the worst and what we experience most of the time, when you have larger losses then you have wins, you know. So even though over here, let's just count how many wins we had. We had one big win, right? So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So it would be 6 wins, right? However, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 losses out of those 6 winning trades. So which means my strategy is good in this case. You have a good strategy, but because you're not applying risk and reward, you the losses are just dragging you down. And this is what we talk about when we say cutting losses short, cutting winners short, and letting losses ride, and they drag you down up until your account balance is zero. And then when it is applied, you have small losses but large gains. I don't think I have to explain this much. I've just drawn it out here. Of course, I could have used real charts, but I just wanted to make this real quick. So I just put it together to give you a simple graphical representation of what I mean. So as you can see over here, even though you might have had only 3 good trades, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losing trades didn't take you down, and you still ended up in quite a lot of damn profit because you use risk and reward. So what I'm trying to do with this video is that I'm trying to basically show you the effect that something as ignored as risk reward can have on your trading on your trading account, where even if you have a strategy like I've tried to represent in this picture that loses more than it wins, just by having an actually good risk and reward, you've already you're already like 5 steps ahead of everyone else. You know what I mean? So it's a small things like this that I want to keep on putting emphasis on and teaching more on. Yeah, so this is just my video on risk reward, and the video on how to make a trade journal is coming up because this ties in a lot with this narrative that I'm trying to take. You know, I'm trying to really talk a lot now about the things that other teachers do not teach you. You know, they just want to draw a strategy at you real quick, you know, and then that's it, and they tell you it's 80% win rates. But when you're actually trading, you're not making any profit at all, you're not making any progress. So this really just simply, and you can even find this on the internet anyway, it's like really simple. I mean, it isn't even that complicated, you know. Of course, you need a strategy to be somewhat good, but just by cutting those losses short and letting the winners ride, you're already winning. I mean, you know, this is a good example of this, and I will be showing you in the future examples from actual, you know, trading journals, even on the website. So if you're looking at this video to any other source, please do go to sourcemali.com and subscribe for more videos. And please join the WhatsApp group. There's an article on there so that you can also make a future video requests for what you'd like to see, things that you'd like to learn on, and things that could help you, you know, and I'll make those videos, you know, free of charge. So yeah, thank you.